Hi everyone, once again I'm back. It's been a while since my last upload. Things have been quite busy and frankly I've been a bit lazy to actually make another video for whatever reason. But I wanted to make a second part to my how to adapt into Luxembourg and how to move to Luxembourg sort of series it seems to be at the moment. I got a ton of questions both on LinkedIn, private messaging, comments on YouTube. And firstly, I just want to say thank you for watching it, and I've received a lot of positive responses from it, so I'm happy I managed to help someone. My initial idea of making that video was to sort of give people that sort of information that you can't really find anywhere, because most people will talk about how beautiful the city is and that kind of stuff, but there's actual admin to be done in order to settle in properly. So I'm going to get right into it. I wrote a bunch of questions down here. If I miss one, please feel free to just comment down below and I'll try to get back to you on that. So let's just start firstly. I got a message, or one of the comments were about the process of getting a bank guarantee. Okay, so I'm going to go into a bit more detail around. So if you need a bank guarantee for an apartment you're leasing, it's essentially the bank putting money into your account on your behalf as a guarantee, and you pay a small fee every month to hold the money there, even though it's not your cash. You can actually put your own guarantee in there, putting your own amount of cash in there, and then that being used as a guarantee for your landlord. So this is what I did. You go to the bank, you say you need a bank guarantee. They will sit with you and they will then ask for your rental contract. They will ask, they'll send you a document essentially asking you if you are allowing them to do this, so signing off on whether it's okay or not, and then they will then do the process by themselves. You will, in the document you fill out, I think you put in the details of your landlord's bank account, his name, his address, your address, and that's about it. Honestly, that was as easy as that. I was very fortunate because I spoke to the banker that opened my bank account once I was here. So I just emailed him and he did it within the day that I emailed him. So it can be very simple. They say I need a bank guarantee. I know they cap it sometimes. My bank guarantee is about €2,500 and I've had no issues, but I've heard of people that they aren't able to get such a big guarantee for whatever reason. So just double check on that. I don't know about the other banks. I went through BNP Paribas. BGL. I did quite a bit of research on Reddit and other sites to see which is the best bank in general. That one seems to have been the best one with the best perks. I've had no issues with them so far, so I would recommend that. I hope that answers that question. Next, apartments and how to find one. Okay, cool. So I briefly touched on this in the last video. So the question was mostly surrounding how much time do you need in order to look for an apartment and where should you look. So time-wise, I started looking for an apartment probably about 3 or 4 months before I came here. But this wasn't really a hard commitment search. It was just trying to see what's out there, what the areas are like. I was fortunate to have a contact with the people that I work with in Luxembourg already. I spoke to them and I asked them what is the better areas to stay in. Everywhere area is pretty good, but you actually want to stay in the center as much as possible, especially if you work here. So I would recommend staying in the city center. As far as how to look, I actually found my apartment on Facebook Marketplace. The agency actually facilitated the rental contract, but the advertisement I found from the previous tenant on Facebook Marketplace, and I also looked at home.lu, and there was another one called Immobile. I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not French, but I'll put the links for all those sites that I used below. Those will tend to be the best. Expect to pay a month agency fee if you want a decent place. There is rooms available. The rooms are very small, okay? Frankly, if you are going to pay, you can pay up to like 900 to €1,000 for a room in a house. And that doesn't even mean you have private space. I have heard that sometimes it can be quite messy. If you can push your budget to about 1,300, I know it's a lot of money. It's probably, I think it's the third most expensive real estate market in the world. You are going to get a nice flat like this. I mean, it's a studio apartment, but it's got everything you need. It's very high quality. So I'll put the links down below. I think it's best to don't let agents sort of convince you about stuff that you're not sure about. If you have a bad feeling about something and you're not sure, ask. Make sure that you have all the information you need before you sign a contract, because if you put that deposit in and something happens, right? and they can just take your money, and you might not have any idea why. It's a new country, you don't understand the laws. So I would recommend talking to the previous tenant if you can. Talk to your agent, see what kind of contact you can have with the landlord. I actually hear from my landlord personally, which is a good sign. And the previous tenant told me that she had no issues with the landlord as well. That kind of help you, put you at ease to know that the people have the best interest at heart. I have looked for apartments here where I had a very bad vibe from the agent, and I just said no. It's better to take your time and get the right thing. I mean, especially if you're going to stay here for a long time. You want to make sure your living space is good. So on that, stay in a hostel or something while you wait and to get the right place. If you have a bit more money, go stay in a hotel, but go look at a ton of places. Don't commit too hard to one thing, and measure your expectation. Then next, I also got some questions regarding Ikea. So Ikea was a bit of a hit and miss. So I tried to order my furniture online fully. I tried to put my bank card in for being delivered from Belgium, which is in Arlon. That's the nearest Ikea. It's probably like a 20-minute drive from here, an hour and a bit with the train. The payment didn't go through. I tried so many different cards. I called them. The payment did not go through. So at the end of the day, I kind of knew what I wanted, and I went straight to Ikea. Some mate of mine drove me there. I took pictures of everything, and I told them to deliver it to my apartment. I think it cost like 40 euros or something for the delivery fee, which is fine considering the amount of stuff that I bought was pushing €1,000, and I didn't have to get my own van. When the stuff came, I had to unpack it all, so it was a bit of a mission, but it was well worth it. But my recommendation would be is go there, go look at it, have a measuring tape, and you can actually take the paper there, you can order it there, and they'll come deliver it to your house. If the online site works, fantastic. It just didn't work for me. There's also just a couple of things that I want to mention that has sort of changed in the time that I've been here and the way I've been adapting. I've been becoming a lot more comfortable here. I've been running a lot. I know where the shops are. I feel way more at home than I did initially. For some people that want to know, I joined a gym here. You can get Basic Fit, which is apparently quite compact. It's quite cheap, but there's always busy. The gym that I'm going to now, it's called Pain World. I know it's quite an intimidating name, but they're absolutely fantastic. It's €40 a month for if you take an annual contract. If you move outside of Luxembourg in that time, you can tell them and you can cancel within a month, so that's fine. But I don't think you can cancel while you're still here, but I don't think I will. It's one of those gyms where they have everything you need. They have squat racks city, they have so many benches, all the weights, like all the stuff that you actually need at the gym. I mean, like it's fair enough, you want to go run on the treadmill, that kind of stuff. And they have classes too, but you can run outside. But when it comes to weight stuff, it's perfect. It's great, it's tons of space. It's the gym that I would recommend. It's quite close to where sort of Deloitte and PwC is, in the middle area. So it's fantastic. Then I would say the next thing was getting my residence permit. I'm actually still waiting for that. And the reason being is I did my medical tests, right? You have to go to a very specific place to go do your medical test. A medico socio, I think it's something like that. They'll send your results through to the embassy responsible for doing your residence permit, right? So there's been a delay in the postage, so I'm still waiting for that. I have been talking to them. They've been very friendly, very helpful whenever I call them. My best bet when it comes to doing administration like a residence permit is call people. Don't be shy to call. Don't email them. They're not going to get back to you. Call them. Someone will eventually answer the phone. You can speak to them. So I'm just waiting for that. Once I have that, you can travel all around Europe without needing a visa, especially for South Africans like myself. If you don't have a visa, the passport is basically useless to get you anywhere else. Another thing that I want to touch on, the weather. So the weather has been up and down. Some days the sun has been out, like amazing, and it looks brilliant, and it's slightly warmer, but it's been cold again. Yesterday was like 0 degrees Celsius. So it goes up and down. I haven't yet experienced the summer, so I'm quite looking forward to a European summer for a change. So there is that factor. I think that covers the questions and some of the stuff that's on top of my head right now. So I'm just on a personal note. Let me just put this away. Luxembourg has been very good. Okay, so I've adapted way more into it, and it's become at home sort of feeling, and everything works well. People are super friendly. There's a lot of opportunities here if you're in the financing industry. People are being friendly here means almost more than being like a hard worker and doing all that kind of stuff. Like, People want to see respect, and people respect you here. I felt like the shopping here is great, the food's good. As I said in the last video, the public transport works well. It really is safe, and I'm really happy I chose it here. So the settling in part is not glamorous. It just isn't. People will say otherwise sometimes, but I mean, there's a lot of admin to be done and it's stressful. But take it as it comes. Talk to people that know a thing or two, and message me, like put some comments down. I'll try to help as much as I can, even though I'm also on a bit of a working schedule. But it's well worth it if you do get the opportunity, make the most of it. I want to say this though. I've been to the States before, and I've been to other countries before where I worked. And one thing that I learned from that is you need to set expectations. Expectation is everything, right? When I came to Luxembourg, my expectation was, if I don't like it here, I'm going to go home, right? I've liked it a lot, and I have no plans to go home anytime soon. But if I came here putting all my chips in this basket and thinking this has to work out, it would have been a lot more stressful. That's happened to me before. And what ends up happening is you don't enjoy it, because what you experience versus what you're expecting is too big a gap. So just take it as it comes, see how it is, be open-minded, talk to people, and set your expectations. Because remember, I don't know how it is for a lot of other people that's watching this video. It might be different, and I'm apologizing if this is the only option. But just remember, you can always go back. I guess that's sort of the point I'm trying to make there. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this cleared up some more questions. I felt like I was rambling a bit still, but hopefully it helped someone. And it's easier for me to do this than address the comments individually, even though I did that, and I'll try to be better at that. So if there's any more comments, please feel free to pop them down below. I'll try my best to get to them. And I'll put a bunch of links down here. I'll put down some of the links that I used to get my residence permit, for the gym that I go to, for, I don't know, maybe even a few shops that I like going to, just to sort of help you guys out. So thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, whenever that might be. I'll think of something, and yeah, thank you very much. Have a great day, guys. Cheers.